Wassail, beautiful mutable people. So it's yellow electric seed year, and we're looking at each sign, but we're doing them instead of under the theme of fire, water, air, and earth. We're doing them under fixed, mutable, and cardinal. And you have wandered into mutable. So, before we begin, I just want to say the 26th, this yellow electric seed new year, is the first anniversary of my journey around with all of you and my channel. And I just want to say that if you could find the ability to send me some donations, that would be great, because I'm staying here in the Algarve with Olga and I'm sleeping on her sofa because at the moment I don't quite have enough money to rent somewhere, you know, with a bed. So, that being said, let's get on with this. So, Yellow Electric Seed Year opens on the 26th of July, and it's followed at 13:03 GMT UTC with the most mammoth void of voids I've ever seen. And what will happen is the moon will go conjunct with Venus, and then there will be a void for 44 hours and 55 minutes. So that's kind of like the energy of ancestors, the master number of ancestors, and then 55 where you dream. So it's like your ancestors are trying to help you to create new dreams in this year. So we're going to start with a little bell and a tune for you, mutable people, and then we'll go through the signs. So that's your little tune to help you with the energies. So, how are we doing this? We're going to be going through what energy you're in as we start, then what are you looking for in the void, and where's your journey going? And we're going to begin with the lovely raw runes that we're creating together, because it's good to put them into practice. We're going to begin. We're going fire, water, earth, air. And so mutable fire is, as you know, Sagittarius. So we're beginning with Sagittarius. Hello, Sagittarius. So, what's your energy as yellow electric seed year begins? Oh, look, you've got sap, was. So you have the energy of new fire opening within you. It's bringing you an energy of growth. So what are you looking for in the void? What are you looking for in the void? You're looking for a new bell-like clarity. Oh, what are you looking for in the void? The source of life. I feel like the source of life. Look, this rune always talks to me about an energy coming down from source, Lifruma, the energy of life. But as immediately that I saw this card, it's you drawing that energy up from within you and reaching your energy up towards life, almost like you're climbing out of the ground. So very often when you see the Judgment card in tarot, you see coffins opening and people rising up. There's something about you getting out of being buried. I feel like the energy is you were on fire and then a load of earth put the fires out within you. The fires are returning. So where are you heading? Where are you heading, Sagittarius? 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 Like you can't make your mind up. That's too many cards. I'm refusing to take 8 cards. I just want one. We want one energy to express it cleanly. So where are you heading, Sagittarius? Where are you heading, Sagittarius? I think I'm being told something, but I'm going to keep going and see if one falls. No, they're showing me it again. They want me to bring out this card. It's the only one that's facing the wrong way in the deck for some reason. And they showed me it passed by 3 times. And I thought, if it comes again, if it shows up. So this is about, where are you heading? You're heading to unite yourself within your heart chakras. You're bringing about a unification. It's a really nice energy. Digging down inside the earth and then turning that energy, rising with the sap like springtime, connecting right up into the branches of your Elfhamir, heaven, and then coming into yourself. It's like being not purified, fitting your skin, actually feeling comfortable within your own skin. So we're going to add, Sagittarius, a Odin, because today Odin's on holiday in Paris and he's a little bit ooh la la, just to stereotype, you know, how we think of the French. So Sagittarius, was rising, your sap's rising. Oh, It didn't fall, but they shone that card at me. Bjarken. Bjarken is a rebirth. It's your sap rising. It's that energy. It's a lift. Spirit is parting the heavens. I want to say poplar tree as well. Björk, which is the Old English name for it, which we're using on the Raw Runes. But it's about the first tree in the forest. It's kind of like the notion that you'll come first into the energies of what's going on in Yellow Electric Seed. That's really good because you've had some really tricky readings recently, Sagittarius. So you're looking for the source of life, the Lifruma. What would you like to say about reaching up to the heavens? That's interesting. You've got Tyr, which is a sacrifice, an energy of understanding the greater good, of letting go of something you hold dear, because you know that you know your destiny, you know the pathway that you're meant to be reaching for, and so you're willing to let go. That's the mutability of you. So I had a funny moment then. I was thinking, did I do an energy reading with the other when I did the fixed of just the general energies? But I don't think I did. The problem is I've had an hour in between while a big vehicle was delivering a load of building stuff outside. So I feel like that last reading's so far away. So coming into your own, this is an unnamed rune at the moment. And they're making me look at it because the name of the rune is you. It's your name right now. It's who you are going to be this year. So, can we have a nice Odin dans Paris? Oh, look, Scardy. So they're saying to me, you need to divorce yourself. You need to divorce yourself. You got married to a version of yourself a long time ago. and you need to divorce yourself and go back to your truth. There's an inner compass on this card. Look, she's got her arrows. She's got Sagittarian energy on her back. She's also wearing, she's got the bow and the arrow. She's got the sword of truth that she's digging into the ground. She wears snowshoes because she's a goddess of snowshoes. She doesn't slip over anymore. So there's a sense of moving into firmer ground. But she's got I was going to say a blackbird. She's got a crow or a raven in her head. You don't make any decisions until you have spirit with you. You're reaching up to pull down your raven and wear your raven on your crown chakra. You're going in to connect with new frequencies. So, as part of the reading, we're now going to use my Greer tarot deck. This is my very first tarot deck I ever bought about 35 years ago. And I felt that it needed to come out for this because it's a very special deck. All of the cards are like soft cotton wool, and I have to be really careful as I shuffle them. So, this sap that's rising through your soul, that's renewing you, this sap that's rising through your soul, what would you like to add to this sap that's rising through your soul? Ooh, we've got 3. So it begins with the power of the sap, the power of the energy. But the interesting thing that they're saying is, as I said before, this card always represents an energy of spirit coming down. You need to connect into the earth. You need to connect into the earth grid, and you need to work with the energy of all the dragon lines that wrap themselves around the world. They're changing in their frequency. They're moving, they're becoming awakened by air epoch frequency. And you've got the Knight of Swords, and he's got this kind of, look, the fire in this chimney is about, I would ordinarily say that this card is about editing, but there's something about this energy that's a little bit different. It's the sap rising again. It's almost like they're showing me an image of oil, black oil, being pulled up through the ground and coming out, because there's a sense that oil is the lifeblood of the earth. It's what lubricates the plates, and they're giving me that sense that as we drain all the oil from the world, the plates get a little bit stickier and we get more earth tremors. I'm not saying that's what we're getting. That's just the image they're showing me to talk about. You need to plug in to the life force of the planet. So, and then you have the Empress. I'm being drawn to the pomegranate and the moon and the Sacred Heart at her breast. Because of the end. That's what it's to do with. Seasonal, 6 months. It's like you've been through your first 6 months of your whole life. Your whole life has been 6 months. And now you're moving into the next phase. You're moving into a balanced energy with the Sacred Heart. The Empress is life force. She uses the life force, the Querv rune that Reem did. Sorry, that's really funny because Reem, you are Sagittarian. So there's really a message for you in the frequency of that Querv rune. I want to say that there's this frequency on the shield of the double-headed eagle that is no longer double-headed. It's like you've sorted out your Janus frequency. You're no longer looking at the past and trying to fix the future. You're just living in the now. And that, maybe that's what this card means, this nameless rune, the now. I mean, I know we have a present, but there's something about this being a unification of the heart and being present, being very present in the actual moment in time. So you've got all the blockages are being undone. It's almost like the trunk of your own personal Yggdrasil tree It's like, imagine the ficus tree. The ficus has its roots above the soil. It's, you know, and there's many varieties, like 800 varieties of ficus. And they're one of the most important plants for humanity. We've always worked with them. They're in all religions. There's references to them. There's one in India that's so vast with all of its aerial roots that come down and stick in the ground that it could shelter 20,000 people underneath it. So there's something about these roots and your roots going deeper now into the earth, being clothed again in the earth. It's almost like I'm being told feet, empath, problems with feet that have been going on for Sagittarians recently, an energy of heat within the feet, the sense of not being able to place your energy, golden footsteps. Every step you take should leave an energy trace of you in the earth, and you've been kind of tiptoeing along because the earth's energy has been feeling so uncomfortable for you. That will change now. That's interesting. So, Lifruma and Tia, the notion of knowing what to release. Knowing what to release. So we have two cards. Oh, it's all emotions. You have to release all the emotions. So you're dealing here with your fire and your earth. You're going into the earth with your roots. Aerial roots, they're saying to me. Take your consciousness and bury your consciousness in the earth. And you will connect with an ancient energy. That's really interesting. An ancient energy, a loving energy. I'm really getting the sense of nature spirits. And then you have this energy of moving forwards with a new emotion. This is like tear, and that notion of a tear, the idea of cleansing, weeping for something that you felt was lost or never found, and yet it's blooming deep within the earth. It's like the earth is calling to you, is saying, I'm ready now, Sagittarius. I'm willing to work with you in a way that you've never felt comfortable with. So can we understand a little bit about the energies of the frequencies in the earth? Yeah. We have the Six of Swords, 6/6 frequency. It's interesting. When I first saw this card, the blue feather was talking to me about kind of water pixies or water undines, sprites to do with water, to do with the emotions. And here it's almost like the sprite is a frequency of an old soul energy that has always worked with you but has been absent from your life. That's really interesting. And that now there's a fluidity. It's like the presence of that blue undine is suddenly very, very bright within you, but you have to connect within the earth energy to sort out the source of life. It's Akashic. They're saying it's Akashic, but it's like you have to... It's not that you have to go into the water, you have to go into the earth. You have to go into the wetness of the soil, because you've got to find the emotions attached to the actual earth itself, not just the emotions attached to the water. There's secrets within the earth frequency that you're supposed to be connecting with. So that whole thing of divorcing your old self and coming into your newness, the new Sagittarian frequency of a combined heart. So can we please have a little bit more understanding for Sagittarius of this final card? So, Queen of Rods. Yellow electric seed, you are the sunflower. You are the mutable flower waiting to grow up. You are creating a whole disc of patterned light language seeds to spill out from within your heart. It's so yellow. Just as this connection to the water undine, the earth undine, you know, a spirit and some kind of fairy within the earth frequency who's an old friend is waiting to connect. And then we've also got the Knight of Pentacles moving into, you've got 3 knights. It's coming into your own. You know, if you think of the centaur is a kind of warrior figure, and it's like you were previously all about your fires, and that sap needs to rise within you. That sap pushed through all of your branches as emotions, as a memory that's coming up from the earth grid for you, Sagittarius. And then it's moving you into this frequency of just shining light. It's bringing the glittering energy of your canopy, of your heavenly 9 realms that surround you. So I just need a little final ending there. And you come into flow. You come into your balance. You become renewed. It's really interesting. It's talking about a balance of your space in the earth. That energy of the fiery feet now fitting into the earth. Every step you take is a marker of yellow seeds, planting seeds from your sunflowery head. There's so much for you to offer. There's so much new coding to spill out from you. So, Sagittarius, that was exciting. I like that. I have to pull the cards back now while we prepare ourselves for watery mutable Pisces. So I have to put all the cards back in separately so that they can't return in similar groupings. It's very, 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 very important to keep that all open. So we're moving on very soon to Pisces. Right, they're in there. Let's put your 3 Odin, dans Paris. Retournez. And the runes back in the Raw Rune Deck. Okay, so now we're moving on to Pisces. Wassail, Pisces. So we're doing with the runes, the raw runes that we're making together. We're exploring where your energy's at as a yellow electric seed year opens. What are you searching for within the void? And then where are you heading during yellow electric seed year? So let's give them a rifle. So Pisces, what's your energy as yellow electric seed year opens? What's your energy as yellow electric seed year opens? We're only accepting 1 card for each. If you get a multiple spillage, it doesn't count. So Pisces, where are you at, Pisces, as yellow electric seed year opens? You see, that's a whole block of cards. We can't do that. Pisces, where's your energy at? It's so funny. We just ended Sagittarius with this nameless energy. And it's about your heart chakra. But it's about being, I want to say being void within the void. So it's almost like you really need to focus on opening that year with a sense of being nothing, No expectations. That's very interesting. So, what are you looking for in the void, Pisces? What are you looking for in the void, Pisces? Oh, you're looking for your harvest. See, look at that beautiful frequency. You're looking to grow something completely new. This is the card that keeps coming up. This Jer or Yer or Air. It's the seed. It's the yellow electric seed pierced by consciousness that keeps turning up. You're looking to harvest your future potential. And that's quite interesting because quite often we look at Pisces as house 12 with that whole notion of letting go and releasing things. This is about starting new things. It's about revving up a brand new engine cycle. So where are you heading, Pisces, in yellow electric seed year? Where are you heading, Pisces? Where are you heading, Pisces? You're heading to 12th frequency. Don't know what to make of that. I kind of want to say it's an energy of, oh, you have to stop releasing everything. You've got to work out what you need to keep. That's really fascinating. Okay, so let's add some Odin dans Paris because he's on holiday. So, the nameless card, the rune with no name, the heart chakra with spirit, the planting of the seed that you begin with. Oh, Valkyrie. Valkyrie. Okay, so they're talking to me about House 12, life and death, decisions being made, weaving a new fabric of time. There's a kind of new tapestry that's being opened for you. It's kind of, they show me in a really grotesque way. They're showing me in that kind of way. There's a story of the Valkyrie, someone discovering them accidentally, and they're weaving all the entrails of dead people to create kind of a tapestry of future possibilities. But they're only showing me like that because they want me to say it's about that notion of what you release to spirit in terms of moving past an energy frequency of life and death. It's like you don't need to be there. You need to come into this energy frequency feeling protected. The Valkyrie's energy is returning in August, which is due very soon. So I look forward to putting some tarot on that. So now, harvest. I need to bring my leg back up. Feeling a bit out of balance with one leg down. So, harvest. What's in your seed? Oh, big, expansive ideas. This is Jotunheimr. Jotunheimr is down at the bottom of the Yggdrasil tree. It's kind of like saying that your seed has been so full all of your life. You've had such deeply strong philosophical notions going on throughout your life, and you keep shedding them, you keep bleeding them, that you need to put a slight block on what you release and work out what it is you need to keep, what you need to hold firm to. And there's a journey involved in this. I want to say there's something to do with your higher self, Pisces. And they're drawing me towards a patch. Why are they drawing me towards a patch? There's something about this frequency of your higher self that's like just like a tiny patch. It's not the true connection. There's something coming to you. Oh, hang on, I'm getting ringing in the past. I'm getting a bee in my ear, really high consciousness. There's something from, there's energies from your past that are trying to reach in, that they're not getting through the patch somehow, because the patch is just, it's very difficult to see, but the patch on the leg is the diamond shape of the seed. And the seed is the void. It's almost like there's some part of, it's like there's a pathway problem between your higher self and the void. It's almost like a road was being built over your connection, like something else has been patched in. We'll get there, we'll get there. So what do we have for 12th frequency? What do we have to explain Pisces 12th frequency? Fire. This is the Fire Giant Sutra. This is Muspelheimr. This is to be burnt, not you. I mean, his power, his energy is so strong. You need to, I'm being shown kind of blacksmithery. About sort of building defenses around yourself. This is really interesting energy, because ordinarily I always talk about the need to release, but they're really showing me strongly this need to, it's kind of build not a defensive wall, but build a better connection, a static connection between you and your higher self. There's something that keeps interfering with your connection to your higher self or your other self. So I'm using the Greer deck here. This is the first deck I ever bought, and it's about 35 years old. So I have to shuffle it very gently because it's very fragile. So, I Valkyrie, they're saying to me, as in you, Valkyrie, you have a connection to the Valkyrie frequency, Pisces. Daughters of the Norn. Oh, can't take that many. So, can we please explain? I'm feeling like the energy of Muspelheimr is actually descending across my entire face at the moment. Every time I stop doing the readings, the whole room is cool. Every time I sit down to do these readings, there's the heat that's building up inside me is unbelievable. So, I Valkyrie, what does this mean? Why are the Valkyrie here? That's not fall in, that was skipping. Why are the Valkyrie here? Why are the Valkyrie here? So, we have two cards. Why are this is so interesting. They're showing me so many cards in the wrong way, which is just interesting. You've got to rethink. Your mutable energy is to turn things around and change the frequency of things. So you have victory, but you have a shyness around this victory. There's an energy of knowing the things that you're capable of, being, let me just see, that's being blown almost too rapidly by air towards the future energies, and you haven't in your own mind finished bleeding the past, and they're saying stop bleeding the past. So stop bleeding the past and kind of bind yourself up. It's not an energy, this Nine of Swords, of anxiety. It's an energy of don't release so much of your frequency. Protect yourself. Now, I'm not saying call in kind of protection that blocks you permanently, but there's something about this year being a year in which you need to accept a kind of they're saying like security, inner security for yourself, but it has to be you that creates it as a pathway to your higher self. So can you just give us a little bit more clarification on this Valkyrie energy? Okay, Page of Swords. Right, I'm being shown in this card the energy of stillness. I'm being shown the frequency of not withdrawal, but just stopping the overflow, the overspill, calming everything down. They're constantly showing me everything for you being turned completely on its head. So, I mean, and that's mutable. To change something is to be mutable. So, can we have some information on the harvest inside the seed and the connection, this patchwork, to the higher self? What does this all mean for Pisces, please? What does this mean for Pisces? What does this mean for Pisces? So we have two cards. There's an internal battle that has been going on within you that's almost taking place without you being present. There's some kind of energy that has been coming in to cut you away, to create energies within you that are not true, that have been making you feel disconnected from your higher self. It's really fascinating. It's feeling wounded somehow. And we've got a lot of fire. It feels like it's earth energy sitting from the age of the earth epoch, just sitting really heavy on you and causing a disruption. As I say, like someone's created a different road over the top of your pathway to yourself. Okay, so now we have the Nine of Cups. So this really is kind of mutable water. This is the ability to... I'm being shown the cups because of that rainbow effect as like a golden rainbow. And they're showing me the rainbow not in colours, but literally in all different shades of metallic. And I don't mean like metallic green. I mean precious metals. There's a precious pathway that you've lost contact with somehow. And you need to reconnect that pathway to your higher self. It's almost... So it's like you follow the notions of spirit. You follow the ideas that your higher self offers to you. And then somehow there's a distortion. Something comes along that feels like this 5-5. And it is that 55 minutes. There's part of that frequency. We haven't got anything to do with the fours. But this is about dreaming. It's like your dreams keep turning up as distortions. You follow an idea and then you're kind of shaking your fist at spirit because something has been interrupting your golden thread, your rainbow, this metallic rainbow of gold and silver and copper and brass and platinum colours, all these shades of precious metals has been tarnished somehow, and it's being burnished back to a new frequency. So this static, breaking the static. So they're showing me back to this beginning. They're showing me the energy of that need for protection. It's to protect yourself from the patch. It's like an area where when you head up to yourself, there's a distorted frequency that used to come in, and you need to make a much more static connection to your higher self, which you will do. You just needed to understand what was going on, because I think it's been giving you an energy of not fully trusting your own instincts and spirit's purpose and pathway for you, Pisces. So here we have three very beautiful cards. So you have Ace of Swords. You have the energy of air. And this is 9 and 10. A completion and a new beginning, because there's 9 swords plus the one that the page is carrying in his stillness. and how that transforms into the new beginning. Crowning your energy, connecting your energy to your higher self connecting to you in the earth. And there's something about, I'm being shown the energy of the mistletoe and the kind of fern with the sort of the Tudor roses on it. And they're saying that the War of the Roses, because that's a historic thing I would understand, they took the two roses of York and Lancaster and they combined them into one, which is called the Tudor Rose, when Henry VII married Eleanor of somebody or other, or someone, Elizabeth of York, Eleanor of York, I don't know. Anyway, that's what this is. This is your Tudor Rose. This is that energy. You begin the year with the energy to bring your hearts together. It's like part of your higher heart can't reach down to your lower heart, so your higher heart and your lower heart, because there was something of the mistletoe trickery frequency, because mistletoe is often associated with trickery, just being in the way of your true connection. And then we have the Four of Cups. This is you. This is that same frequency. You as earth and you as spirit becoming one frequency. And it's I didn't realize it's the energy of the heart being brought into a new place. But to do that, you've got to draw a deeper connection to the spirit, the aether, fiery version of your higher self, your giant self, your Jotun. And then you have judgment. You have the frequency of, it's like there was I'm being drawn to this symbol in the middle, which is in the rune deck at the moment. It's a card of resistance. There was a resistance. There was something that was pushing in. So I don't do this with all of them, but I feel like we need to know what was the resistance. Why was the resistance there? What was the purpose of the resistance? Why was this resistance there, please? Help Pisces to understand. I'm feeling that sense of the burden of being that notion of a house 12, being that it's almost like it's almost like they're saying it's the pressure of when people say, Pisces, you're really old souls. We're all old souls, but there's something to do with the pressure being put upon you. Jormungandr. The Jormungandr is the energy of having a destiny. This is something that's way bigger than anything else. But your destiny, until now, had to remain tangled. It wasn't the divine moment for your destiny to take shape. And now, as we move into yellow electric seed year, that all changes. So, that's you, Pisces. So let's put all the cards back, and we're moving on to Mutable Earth, which is a Virgo. Yeah, Virgo. I know I keep saying it, but Virgo season's going to be a bit of a rocking season. So let's put these runes back in the rune deck. And then we need to put the Morgan Greer back. I have to put them all in individually because I don't want the cards to come out in the same combinations unless that's really what Spirit wants. So, Virgo, Wassail Virgo. So, we are now on Mutable Earth, Virgo. So we're beginning with the rune deck that we're making together. And we're going to pick 3 rune cards, only 3, we're not allowing spillages. And it's going to be, what's the energy as the year starts? Yellow electric seed for you. What are you looking for in the void? And then, where are you heading on the journey? So Virgo, what's the opening frequency for Virgo in yellow electric seed year? What's the opening for Virgo in yellow electric seed jet? Got me in my leg again. What's the energy for Virgo? Oh, interesting. I think Aquarius had this. They start with a willful resistance. Unwiller. It feels like there's two paths. But that the past path is the present path. It's like you're seeing something as two paths and you're not seeing the point of the middle, Virgo. There's an energy of, what do I want to say? Shifting, low-key frequency. So, let's see what you're searching for in the void, Virgo. What are you searching for in the void, Virgo? What are you searching for in the void? Well, it's fail. This is livestock. It's also seen as prosperity and wealth, but it keeps coming out as what you've caged, what you possess, what you feel you own is the frequency of what you're searching for. We'll come on to it a bit more in a sec. Where are you heading? Where are you heading? Ooh, you're going into cosmic beingness, pear tree. So you've got Purth. There's something of Empress, High Priestess frequency coming out in that card. I want to say pear tree. There's some sort of sacred wisdom coming towards you. I kind of keep wanting to sing and a partridge in a pear tree. Music. There's something about frequencies, musical sounds. They used to use pear wood to make musical instruments. There's something about a new tune. Taking flight, they're showing me wind instruments. So, can we please have from Odin dans Française? He's in Paris, Odin on holiday with Frigg. So, can we please have one card for each of these runes to double the Norse magic? So, Ennui, this punctuation. I feel like you're stamping your authority on something as the year begins. Stamping your authority on who you are. But that's a gripping energy, Virgo. It's an energy of sort of like, I'm so sorry, hanging on for dear life because I've kind of put the wind up you about how difficult your birthday season is going to be because of all the planets. It's like you already know that you need to just batten down the hatches and hang on to everything. So they're saying like lock. Lock up everything that's precious, because when this change comes, it's so beautifully cosmically profound. You're almost gonna take flight. So, Virgo, livestock, Fae. It's 4 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock and here comes Ran, especially for Michael. Right, what is Ran talking to me about? She's This is all about hanging on to what you need. As this birthday season comes upon you, she's spreading a net to hold on to things. We'll get some more tarot because recently she's been shaking things out. This is about hanging on to what counts, because there are things within your soul that are the elements needed to take flight. I'm not saying someone's coming along to steal things from you. It's almost like there's an understanding within you of the mutability that's about to take place. They're showing me the energy of Taurus fixed earth energy. They're showing me how you're willing to change, but you're not changing everything. You're not throwing everything out. You're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. You're working through in this void what matters to the energy you know you're heading to. It's very Persephone frequency. It's knowing that you're about to come out from a winter moment and bring spring, bring summer. You're changing the season. You are that mutability. I'm also being shown Virgo holding the scales of justice, because sometimes in old astrology and astronomy images, Virgo held the scales of balance, because that's the energy of Virgo, is the winter and the summer, when we had that simple idea of just the two seasons. So what's this taking flight energy? What's this Perth? What's this Perth frequency, please? What's this Perth frequency, please? It's Odal, Ethel, Evel, Odal, or Othla. So look, it's your spiritual inheritance. There's an energy of birthing a new frequency within you. It's like you already know. You're being resistant. You're battening down the hatches to work out exactly what's needed for this new frequency. So look, that's so weird. This just came out in the last reading. This card is talking to me about being still, holding on, being willful, knowing what you can allow the wind of change to take away, and what you need to hold on to within your mutable earth frequency. And it's coming out with the scales of justice. Look, I just said it was about Persephone holding the scales of justice, bringing things into the balance. You know the energy of giving and receiving. You're aware of what needs to be taken and what needs to be held on to and what needs to be released. And it's not, the eyes of this card are really staring at me with absolute crystal clarity that you understand. I'm going to put another card on there, because can we please have another card for the energy as the year opens? It's caught in my arm. Okay, we've had this card as well recently, but I'm being drawn to an opening of your third eye. So, Virgo, they're showing it to me as the inside of a pomegranate. Well, why did we have a pomegranate? It was in the last reading, but it's very related to Persephone. They're also showing me the cape, to cloak yourself, to protect yourself, but they're showing me it as a new energy mantle. You're being offered a new energy mantle in yellow electricity. What does that mean? So these are energy mantles, are special coded frequencies that fit you, like a cosmic egg that has an energy, a cloak that you can put on yourself, you can pull on yourself, and it brings you into a connection with some kind of ascended master or some kind of spirit or some kind of healer. It's an energy frequency of having a kind of cosmic magic, Empress energy. They keep showing me Empress energy, and she's very much like an Empress of the Sea, Ran. She's protecting. There's an energy of protection in this mantle, but it doesn't mean it's an energy of protecting only you. It's not a blockage. It's about somehow you doing something for others, showing some journey to others, but you need to protect your energy in those moments so that you can put on the cloak of this cosmic magic to offer something else, to open like a cornucopia. So livestock and ran, fet and ran, the prosperity of emotions. This is so bizarre. This card just came out. Oh, and there we have High Priestess energy. I feel like you're being given Ran frequency, or at least the energy of one of her 9 daughters of the waves. There's some kind of Akashic cape that you're being offered that connects you in to the deep esoteric knowledge of the moon. Your cat, look, because he's all shielded up, he's in his armor. It's like a suit of armor, and that suit of armor holds you tight while you explore something incredibly cosmic. It's a protective mantle that's coming in for you, Virgo. And look, she's wearing, the High Priestess is showing you the willful cross. It's across her heart, and it's about the purity of spirit. She will connect with you, and she will help to unfold information towards others. Are they saying fleecing the Akashic records to me? That's not what they mean. What they mean is it's like the rolls of records will be, you'll be able to understand during this year how to read energies from water, from the Akashic records, which is water. And I know you're mutable earth, but there's something about them unrolling energy. But in order to do that, you need to be protected. And Ran is this, the Norse goddess of the seabed and the sea. There's something about needing to wrap yourself in her netted cape that will allow you the access to this esoteric knowledge. It's what you can, that's what this is. It's a connection to hemming in, the honing in. That's how to look at it. You need to learn to set up a space with Ran in which you can divide up and box in the energy that you're going to read for another. There's something about not being open too much to the frequencies of things. So you're taking the energies of other people, the balancing energies of the cosmos, that the Libra scales of justice, taking these frequencies of someone else's past, present and future, and seeing it as a single energy that you can then translate. And that is your Othal, your Ethel. The pear tree is it's like plucking a sweet fruit, an apple bear. So I'm there singing in my head, and it was for an apple that he took for Clark Swindon, written in the book. It's like they're talking about how there are these precious pears, fruits, that represent people, and it's being able to reach in, pluck the fruit, and then kind of have a bite of the fruit to tell somebody their Akashic truth. And you have the Six of Wands. You see, last time that came across as being very about a shyness in the last reading. You've got a lot of cards of similar energies to other people, because I think what it's saying to us, Virgo, is that you are tuning in to all the other signs. You're going into this frequency of being able to read something for other people. And again, the wands, the magic, they're acting as a protection while you do this. This energy mantle of Ran coming in to help you to read for other people in some way. So what do we have? Oh, we've got 3 cards. So it's about, this is not about you. This is about what you bring to another. When you read this information, you move other people from the energy of battling, editing out the things in their life so that they understand that in any kind of war situation, any kind of conflict, there are no winners and no losers. Everyone's a winner and everyone's a loser, but mostly people are losers because they don't know how to move into the frequency of King of Swords. They don't know how to become comfortable with moving towards things, moving towards the energy oaks. They're showing me the energy of harvesting. There's mistletoe. Mistletoe keeps coming up in these readings. It was just in Pisces reading. It's about cleansing poisons, moving people through toxicity by teaching them how to have control and strength over their anger, how to deliver calm to them by reading the energy frequencies of their past, present and future as a single now. Okay, so you've got some kind of cosmic reading skills opening for you if you work with them. So now we're moving on to Gemini. So I just need to pull the cards back, Gemini, before I begin. Gemini. Need to pop these all back in so that they're not going to come out. I say that every time, and then the same cards are coming out, not in the same places, but very similar frequencies. There's a coherence to the energies for the mutable signs. You're being faced with different things, and you can look at your moon and other planets that might exist in houses and see what those energies are bringing. It's not always just about your sun sign, although that is your life force. So, Gemini, Wassail, Gemini. Wassail, Gemini. We had to have a little stop there because there was a lot of noise. So we're coming back to you. I paused and here we are. Oh, I'm picking up the wrong deck now though. So how are we doing this? We're taking the raw runes that we're working on and we're putting down how do you start the year? What are you looking for in the void? And what's the journey energy forwards? So, Gemini. Oh, you can't have that many cards. That's one of the rules. You can only have one card. So, where does Gemini start the year? What's the energy that Gemini starts yellow electric seed year in? What is the energy for Gemini's yellow electric seed year? Ooh, someone else had this card. You're starting in the flow of Flursa. You're starting with the creative energy of 13. That's very interesting. So, what are you looking for in the void? What are you looking for in the void? Oh, this is really interesting. This is Knafa. It's roots and nutrients, but it's also, both of these cards are about the passageway of frequency from girl to young woman and boy to young man. So there's something about polarity. You're searching for your polarity. You're searching. It's like saying you begin with the 13 frequency of consciousness but somehow you need to look into the roots of your past, into your shadows, to connect with the truth of your molecules. These are both cards that contain the flow of blood, human life force, the thing that surges through our molecules. So, where are you heading? You've got two, and I don't usually accept two, but when I started your reading before, this card came out, hang through. It's come out again, so I need to take it, but it came out with twig and sap. So it's like, where's your journey? It's to hang and seek wisdom, and it's plugging into the earth and sucking up earth wisdom. That's a really interesting frequency. It's hanged man, but while the hanged man hangs completely upside down in a new mutable energy, you're kind of drawing up new life force wisdom. So it's good to know that even though there was a disruption, the frequency is still talking about this, but it's much clearer having this male and female energy, the consciousness and the body. So flow. This is another card about the ing birthing something, but the ing doesn't happen until you clear the fog and create a sense of where your consciousness wants to take you. What is your feminine frequency trying to birth for you? And then we're going to look at what you're seeking in the void to connect with your emotional stroke divine masculinity. Elfamir. This is the highest form of heaven. It's like this frequency is descending. This has to come through all of the structures of your DNA, they're saying, and you have to plug your consciousness, your divine feminine consciousness, into the ground and kind of spend a year, maybe it's 6 months, maybe it's 9 months, but the year's energy is to hook into the earth and pull up new wisdom, because the sap's rising within you, Gemini. So let's have a card for hang through and wasp, sap and gallows, wisdom seeking, letting the wisdom rise. There is that sense of it rising quite naturally to bliss. You're heading towards bliss. This is lovely mutable energy, mutable air, because air is the dominant frequency at the moment. So we're going to this deck, which is the Morgan Greer. This was the first deck I ever bought. I didn't bring them. Oh, I bought them here. This is the first deck I ever bought, and that was about 3.5 decades ago. So they're very, very fragile old cards. So we have to shuffle them very gently. So, Flursa and Ing, the flow of birthing. The flow of birthing. That's too many cards. Oh, I'm going to do it. So, do you have the Knight of Rods? There's a transformation. They're drawing me to the salamander on his arm, on his cuff, on his gauntlets, and the birthing of some kind of new frequency. But they're also drawing me very much towards this yellow golden dragon eagle sitting upon his head. So the golden dragon is Elfhamir energy that's got to plunge down through your entire spirit and connect into the earth lines to create this mutable frequency. And then you have the hanged man, the hang through. You have to settle in to the notion of 12 frequency anticipation of the flow. You need to understand that you have the flow, and now you need to turn your energy frequencies upside down so that you can settle into drawing the wisdom of the earth. It's an upload, not a download. And then we have 15 of cups as such. The 5 and the 10 of cups. It's about the two sides of your frequency. There's one side of your frequency that focuses on the darkness of the shadows, all that was spilt in your life before. And there's another that focuses on the joy and the rainbow of everything in completion. So you begin this year in a kind of confident energy frequency, but full of divine feminine 13 frequency creativity. But you need to settle and wait for the energy of your divine masculine that's coming, but it's a wisdom you've got to plug into within the earth grid. So what are you looking for in the void? To take your feminine consciousness and plug it into the earth. So let's have a look at what Knafa, Knave. So they're showing me singing in my head. There's a moment in the magic flute when Papageno goes to hang himself, and the three Knafa, the three Knaben, the three boys appear from heaven, and they sing a little song to him and change his whole outlook on life. So there's something about your whole outlook on life being changed if you can seek the right information in the void. So, you've got a lot of cards again. So you have High Priestess and Three of Swords. This is also working on this heartache and joyfulness, heartache and spiritual cleansing coming through. So it's talking constantly about the divide between your polarity, your dark and your light, your masculine and your feminine. You're being opened right up to seek something inside yourself. So what are you seeking? To become an emotional warrior. There's a lot of cards of emotions coming through. Old stories. It's like you need to refill your cup, Gemini. It's like the waters of your truth have been separated into your dark and your light, and it's not forming. The two energies need to come together in the one vessel, which is your body. You need to correct that. So somehow you need to take out the swords. The blood needs to flow back through your body as one frequency, not as separate frequencies. Don't deny the divine masculine within you. It's not going to happen overnight, but you need to bring yourself into balance. Justice. You need to have that frequency of balance between all your elements. She holds her scales, they're out of balance at the moment, Gemini. She's too heavy on the divine feminine. You need to get into contact with the clarity of your divine masculine, and that will bring you Ace of Pentacles. That will bring you into a new world energy. It's gifting you with something, and it's opening a new gateway, opening that birthing canal for you to step through as a whole person, not as twins, but as one energy. So this Vend and the Hanging Man and the Sap Rising. Okay, so you've got 4 cards. First of all, they showed me this card. So again, your masculine and your feminine coming into blossom. Something, it's like, and this is boy and girl. This really is the energy of these two frequencies, the first menstrual cycle, first smearing of blood, there's something about the consciousness of the flow of life force, but seen as the energy of blood growing up somehow. It's almost they're saying to me that there's a part of you, Gemini, that behaves in a kind of childish form because you can't seem to bring a coherence to your two energies. So they're both present. You've got the wonderful divineness of 13 frequency flow, but you need somehow to connect it to your divine masculine. So you've got that frequency of coming together. There's something about holding the cup as one. It's like a tower moment is coming that's like a grand epiphany. You know, you have to throw out the old separation of you and bring yourself into alignment. And again, look, raw masculine, emotional feminine frequencies. So it's like manifesting this new world where your soul can be in balance with itself, where you can come into your truth. She's dealing with the energy of the love, the life force, the frequency, the blood that runs through all living things, and he's dealing with the molecules of it. And there's this connection in the heart. So I'm just going to ask for a final Odin. Can we please have one final Odin for Gemini? One final Odin for Gemini. One final Odin for Gemini. Can we please have one final Odin for Gemini? Coming into yourself, being at one with yourself, standing in your true magical power. This is the Volva. This is the frequency of magic. This is the frequency of power. It's Sadir. You've got the Magician and the Empress. They create life. They are the sperm and the egg. You're needing to bring yourself back into your true power. So, Gemini, that's you coming back together in yellow electric seed year. So, I'm now going to move on and do all the cardinal signs, and then we've all got a pathway and a purpose. So, Wassail, beautiful mutables.